Ha! Get fucked, loser! This is what happens when you break the law. Especially whenever you break the law as a judge, of all things. Like, you fucking knew this guy was going to get deported and you helped him get away from ICE. Lame. Super lame. The lamest of the lame. You know, how fucking dare you think that you and you alone are the arbiter of what is and is not correct? That you are above the law. I'm a judge. I am clearly allowed to decide, you know, who gets deported and who doesn't. You know, no, fuck off. This person was supposed to get deported and they weren't, and now you're going to do time for it. Well, this person's probably not going to do time. But or I think it's explicitly that this person's not going to do time. But also, this is not the only time stuff like this has happened, where a judge has helped a person avoid getting caught by ICE. Activist judges are a problem that needs to be dealt with. Shout out to the Daily Mail. Boston judge could face brutal punishment for letting illegal migrants slip out of court to avoid ICE. A Boston judge who allegedly let a twice-deported illegal immigrant slip out of a side door of her courtroom to avoid ICE agents may soon face a brutal punishment. Judge Shelley Joseph, who now serves as Boston Municipal Court judge, faces removal from the bench when she appears in Suffolk County Superior Court on June 9th for a public hearing into the April 2018 incident, the Boston Herald reports. Funny how it took, fucking 7 years for her to finally. She's just, been judging away for 7 years while she had this hanging over her head. She has been accused of allowing Jose Medina Perez, an illegal immigrant originally from the Dominican Republic, walk out a back door of a Newton District courthouse to avoid getting arrested by the ICE agents on duty. Joseph was indicted months later by former U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling, a Trump appointee, but those charges were dropped in 2022 when she agreed to refer herself to the Massachusetts Commission on Judicial Conduct. I hope she does time. Like, I hope she, gets removed from the bench. I hope she's never allowed to be a judge again, and I also hope she does time. In a scathing 112-page report, the commission declared she engaged in willful judicial misconduct and failed to cooperate and be candid and honest with judicial disciplinary authorities. It recommended at the time that the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court appoint a hearing officer, likely a retired judge, to preside over a public hearing. The hearing will now mirror an actual trial in which both attorneys for the judge and the commission present evidence to a hearing officer who will determine whether Joseph can keep her $207,855 a year job. That's fucking a lot of money. I don't know. Maybe it depends. Like in Boston, maybe 200 grand a year isn't that much, but it's probably still a lot more than a lot of people in Boston make. A lot of people in Boston probably kill to make that much money. But it remained unclear on Tuesday whether Joseph's attorney, Thomas Hoops, will move forward with the hearing or strike a deal with the state beforehand. No, she should go to trial, and she should get the maximum punishment allowable for such an offense. End of story. Fucking look at her sobbing. Fucking somebody cue up the Godsmack song, "Crying Like a Bitch." Crying like a bitch. It's fucking. And this is the guy she let slip. She's been accused of allowing Jose Medina Perez, an illegal immigrant originally from the Dominican Republic, to walk. Oh yeah, I already read that part. Up. But look at him. Look at this guy. He's got the face of a criminal. The face of a criminal. Look at him. He previously suggested, though, that the judge looks forward to the hearing in which all the circumstances finally become public. Joseph was presiding over Medina Perez's case in the Newton District Court on April 2nd, 2018, following his arrest for drug possession and being a fugitive from justice in Pennsylvania. Think about that. And she let him escape. Activist judges are very not good. They're very not good. Joseph was presiding over. My bad. He had been deported from the U.S. once in January 2003 and again in 2007, according to ICE. According to the commission's report, Joseph learned that ICE agents were at the courthouse armed with a civil immigration detainer that would have allowed them to take custody of Medina Perez as a deportable alien if he were released from state custody. Before the final hearing, the defense attorney for Medina Perez allegedly colluded with the trial court officer to let his client sneak out a Sally Port door in the lockup downstairs to avoid the ICE agents, the commissioner said. Sally Port. As part of their alleged agreement, the defense attorney would get Medina Perez to return to lockup after his court proceedings, per the report. No! You do not get to skirt the law just because you feel like that, you know better. No fucking thank you. When the hearing began around 2:48 p.m., Joseph agreed to a sidebar conference in which he allegedly told the prosecution no longer believed Medina Perez was the same person subject to Pennsylvania arrest warrant. The prosecutor said she would move to dismiss the fugitive charge and wouldn't seek bail on the drug charges, according to the report. This gave Judge Joseph two options: release Medina Perez on his own recognizance or detain him in jail until trial. The defense told Joseph that if he's bailed out, ICE will pick him up, the report claims. Joseph is said to have responded by saying ICE is going to get him, and what if we detain him? After this, Joseph ordered the session clerk to shut down the courtroom recording system and proceeded to have a roughly 52-second off-the-record conversation with the defense and prosecution, according to the report. Yeah, there's nothing fishy about that at all. Nothing suspicious. Nothing to see here, folks. After this, Joseph's statement inquiring about ICE and asking about detaining Medina Perez gave a reasonable impression that she was allowing him to evade ICE agents that were in the lobby waiting, the commission said. Ultimately, Joseph granted the defense's request to let Medina Perez go downstairs to the lockup, where he exited through the Sally Port door at around 3:01 p.m., the commission said. Judge Joseph was less than fully candid in failing to explicitly acknowledge that she had conducted part of the hearing off the record, the commission stated, adding that she also didn't immediately relay that she had granted the defense's request to let Medina Perez go downstairs. Boston area ICE officers ultimately arrested Medina Perez on April 19, 2018, based on his immigration violations. So yeah, this judge felt like she knew better than, the law of the land when it comes to illegals living in our country and violating our laws willy-nilly as much as they want to. And like I said, look at her crying. Like, bitch, you fucking you knew this was hanging. I mean, I suppose in 2022 it got dismissed, so she thought she was going to be okay. But no, not under this regime. The regime in charge now got you by the short and curlies. Like I said, she's probably not going to do time, but I hope she fucking does. I hope she does as much time as you could possibly do for this crime. We really have to start making examples out of these, activist judges who think they can just do whatever the hell they want, especially where illegal aliens are concerned. Round them all up, kick them all out. Simple as. Anyway, if you don't think it's simple as, feel free to tell me in the comments below. And make sure to smash that like button and sub. Make sure to sub to the channel. And, follow the links. Follow me on X. Interact with me on X. I reply to pretty much anybody who tweets at me. So, let's fucking go. Throw me a bone.